MVP Briana Stewart held up a, quote, abolish ICE sign during players' intros ahead of the missed game this afternoon. Photo via Unrivaled Basketball. Unrivaled Basketball literally put this up. For real.
That sign alone effectively sank a basketball league. Briana Stewart, co-founder of Unrivaled and vice president of the WNBA Players Association, held up an abolish icy sign during player introductions and Unrivaled game. The reaction was immediate and harsh. Exactly what you would expect when a league risks alienating half of its potential audience. Within hours, social media erupted. Fans who had been giving the league a chance began walking away. Sponsors grew anxious, and the league, already struggled with just 20,000 viewers in its key Tim 49 demographic, saw whatever remaining goodwill had vanished almost instantly.
And Ephesia Collier is, failing to draw any eyeballs. I saw earlier this week where literally, I believe in the 18 to 49 ad demographic, which is the demographic that, people that are trying to sell products or shows or whatever else they're trying to get you interested in, that's the statistic. That's the amount of viewers that they care about. How many people between the ages of 18?
Let's set the stage, because context matters. Unrivaled is a 3-on-3 basketball league co-founded by Briana Stewart and Ephesia Collier. It launched with massive hype, promising higher salaries for WNBA players and aiming to keep top talent stateside during the off-season instead of sending them overseas. The problem? Nobody's watching. Earlier this week, one of their games drew just 20,000 viewers in the all-important 18 to 49 advertising demographic, the very number advertisers track to decide whether a league lives or dies. To put that in perspective, a typical weeknight college basketball game pulls 10 times that many viewers, and a viral YouTube video racks up more views in just an hour. Now, with Stewart's political stunt, she has given even those remaining viewers a reason to walk away.
The crap, the trash that she's got to promote, and a lot of these radical players in this league, and the WNBA has largely been unwatched all these years because of their politics in a lot of ways. It's one radically left political message after another from these players. And, it's crazy. The WNBA and Unrivaled,
What makes this move especially reckless is the timing. The WNBA had just enjoyed an entire season riding a surge of new viewers, largely thanks to Caitlin Clark, who brought millions of fans to women's basketball who had never tuned in before. Attendance records were broken, ratings tripled, and the league finally gained momentum after decades of struggling to build an audience. These fans weren't political activists looking for social justice content. They were sports fans who simply wanted to watch basketball, to see talented athletes compete at the highest level. Yet now, Stewart and other WNBA players are actively pushing those fans away, doing so deliberately and proudly, even as their leagues bleed viewers and revenue.
They don't understand. People that watch, that's who pays your bills. That's who consumes your product. That's who keeps your league afloat. Well, many fans answered this loudly, swiftly, and to the point. Quote, I stand with child molesters, Briana Stewart. And of course, Will Young is referring to...
The social media reaction says it all. One user wrote, I stand with child molesters, Briana Stewart, referencing crimes committed by illegal immigrants. Another asked, are we to assume she's okay with human trafficking and drug smuggling? These aren't fringe comments. They're coming from mainstream sports fans genuinely upset that someone running a basketball league decided to inject radical politics into their entertainment. One person captured it perfectly. Asterisk how to make sure we won't watch? Make it political. Asterisk, and here's the crucial point, Stewart, and these players seem to miss. When you're running a business that depends entirely on viewership, you cannot afford to tell 60% of the country that their values are wrong, their concerns don't matter, and they're not welcome in your audience.
Well, GR, I mean, credit to you for hanging in as long as you did, I guess. How to make sure we won't watch. Make it political. Absolutely. At WNBA, I see that you care more about criminals than you do victims. I don't see any of your players making signs for all the victims that were killed or raped by illegal aliens and criminals from other countries. I mean, these players, unbelievable. Abolish her off the union board. She's hoping to bury the WNBA, and the goal is to save her.
Stewart's position makes her political activism even more problematic. She isn't just a player with opinions. She's a co-founder of Unrivaled, which means she has a fiduciary duty to investors, partners, and the other players whose livelihoods rely on the league's success. On top of that, she serves as vice president of the WNBA Players Association, tasked with negotiating on behalf of all WNBA players, including those who don't share her political views, and those who depend on league growth to increase their salaries. Yet, Stewart herself admitted during CBA negotiations that she struggles with the economics. Despite this, she's making business decisions that directly affect the financial health of both leagues, and those decisions are proving disastrous.
She just put the nail in the coffin of Unrivaled. It's over. Laugh out loud. Abolish the police was so unpopular, it elected Trump again. Nice going, dummies. Good idea. Trying to grow women's sports while alienating half the country's population. She not only speaks for Unrivaled, which is circling the drain, but she's the VP of the WNBA. Could women's basketball be any more unserious? It's pretty baffling.
The timing of the stunt is especially baffling. The WNBA is currently in the middle of CBA negotiations, with players demanding higher salaries, better travel accommodations, and increased revenue sharing. They're asking for a bigger slice of the pie. The problem? You can't demand a larger share while actively shrinking the pie. Revenue comes from viewers, and viewers come from appealing to the widest possible audience. By alienating large segments of that audience with divisive political statements, Stewart is directly undermining her own negotiating position. She's essentially telling the league, asterisk, pay us more money even though we're driving away the very customers who generate that money. Asterisk, it's economically reckless. And it puts other players, the ones who just want to play basketball and earn a living, in an impossible position.
We got tired of watching Unrivaled, and if these players aren't careful, all the new viewership to the WNBA is going to disappear as well. Briana Stewart has a lot of sports fans madder than hell right now. And I understand why. We all know what's going on up in Minnesota right now. And all hell's breaking loose on social media.
One comment captured the absurdity perfectly. Asterisk, abolish Unrivaled. Oh, wait. Asterisk, laugh out loud. Because that's exactly what's happening. The league is dismantling itself through self-inflicted wounds. No external forces are needed when the co-founder is undermining it from within. Another viewer wrote, asterisk, good idea to try and grow women's sports while alienating half the country's population. Asterisk, the sarcasm is warranted. This is business, suicide masquerading as activism. And the players who rely on these leagues for their careers are the ones who will pay the price when the money inevitably runs out. Make no mistake, the money will run out. Investors won't fund leagues that can't attract viewers. Sponsors won't pay for advertising no one sees. Media partners won't renew contract for content that draws only 20,000 viewers.
Yeah, they've kind of abolished themselves. This is stupid. Now I know why I don't watch these uninformed grifters. I mean, I knew when I saw that, I said, well, whatever strings Unrivaled was being held on by as it was circling the drain, whatever tentacles were still hanging on to keep it from going down the toilet, I would say have just broken. Wow. No, I don't get political a lot on this channel at all. I think maybe last year I literally made 7 videos on the channel that might have had something to do with politics. But yeah, when one of these players makes a dumbass statement like this, better believe I talk about basketball on this channel, I'm going to call it out every time. Tell me what you think.
The timing of Briana Stewart's political stunt couldn't be worse. Unrivaled, the 3-on-3 league she co-founded, was already struggling to attract viewers. And now, holding up that abolish icy sign has given fans a reason to walk away. The WNBA had momentum. Caitlin Clark brought millions of new viewers. Ratings were up, attendance records shattered. Fans weren't looking for politics. They just wanted to watch elite athletes compete. But Stewart isn't just a player. She's a co-founder and vice president of the Players Association. She has a responsibility to investors, partners, and other players whose salaries depend on the league succeeding. Instead, she chose activism over business sense, risking everything. Sports fans have options. If you alienate 60% of them with divisive statements, they don't stick around. They leave, ratings drop, money dries up, salaries stagnate. And when that happens, the talented athletes who just want to play basketball are the ones who suffer. So here's the question. Was holding up that sign worth potentially destroying a league and hurting the players' employees?